Will again today. Glad to hear public option is dead. That's another opinion. Here's another one. Rick, you're exposing votes by senators on health care and where the money comes from is most important journalism you can do in America. And finally, my friend Mike Bates. Let's get Mike in there. Democrats take in much more special interest money than Republicans. Plus, they get in-kind contributions from unions. Look, this is not a Republican-Democrat thing, Mike. This is about politicians, and the question needs to be asked, do they care more about what we need or about the people who are greasing them? Let's look at the...
Council hopeful and self-described Democrat communist Rick Nagin says he's offering voters who are suffering economically something different and something very much the same.
I consider myself to be a very patriotic American. I love this country. I'm proud to pledge allegiance to our flag, and if I'm elected, I will be very proud to swear to uphold our Constitution.
All right, let's see what with the insurance companies and the healthcare system. Well, there was a proposal. It was voted down. Let me just check the numbers here. It was voted down 15-8. That was a proposal that was established by Rockefeller. We understand it's not completely dead yet. There is another proposal now being introduced by Schumer, New York Schumer. Look at this video and pick out every single one of the people who did this to this kid. It's just an absolutely heinous act. I'm just wondering, you know, my condolences to you. I mean, you lost your son in a situation like this. What do you think when you first looked at this video? What was going on in your head, sir?
When I first saw the video, which...
high these waters have risen in some areas. Those are 18-wheelers that you're looking at there, underwater in Austell. It's just west of downtown Atlanta. The pictures of these 18-wheelers underwater just about say it all. All right, look at this. This is video shot a couple of hours ago. That is an amusement park called Six Flags Over Georgia. It's west of Atlanta. I'm sure you've probably heard of it. Look how much muddy water has filled the park. And
Didn't say that they needed flood insurance. Take you to Marietta. This is Shaw Road. This is a dramatic shot here, one of our reporters. Now, I believe that this road must have been washed out, and it must have washed out a water main, because I don't see how that water is spraying so high back up from there without there being water forced underneath there from a water main. But I hope Jim didn't go in there to go take a look. And from our DOT cameras downtown, the connector was completely shut down. That is a major
police chases. Countless Americans are killed in them each year, and thousands of dollars are spent on repairs, damages, hospital bills, and funerals as people try and run away from police officers. And yet with all this, there is still no nationwide standard policy of when to chase the bad guys or when not to chase the bad guys. Some places like Oklahoma City hold officers and their supervisors more accountable
on time and kill the mailman unless there's something seriously wrong with me. So this isn't about mice. This isn't about the cleanliness of a cage. This is about his problem with a woman. I don't know whether Annie Lay in particular or women in general or both. Well, it's not about the mouse.
I'll tell you, either way, it just sickens me because when something like this happens, the people they're attacking are our mothers, my daughter, my wife.
Intersect so they could have shut-off valves in the event you had flooding.
I see.
Right? You understand what I'm saying, Rick? So he had intimate knowledge.
So this picture we have in our heads of some trap door or something where he actually had to do drywall work and put her in the wall and take her out. Since none of us know yet, you know, we're imagining this. It's probably not that complicated.
No, I don't believe that it is. And what I had said earlier in reference to this case was I believe they were going to take somebody into custody based on just the dynamics surrounding this case.
What happened to a lot of people, they're saying, you know, you have mortgage companies, the IRS, all these people saying, no, no, we want you to do this, and it's really not something that people can do, and they're committing to it, and then 9 months later, they break that commitment, and it's a problem again. What I want to say to people is this: don't try to go it alone. Really ask for help, seek counsel, do what you got to do to ensure.
Who watches us often. Go back to that if you possibly can. Here's Mike Bates, who watches us often. Comes from a conservative standpoint. I like Mike Bates. Why don't you provide the numbers of people who lost their jobs after Kennedy's minimum wage demands were met? So there's two sides to this argument, interestingly enough. I want to bring, this is actually where he should have started. Mike Bates is letting us know that Reverend Wallace has evangelized for liberalism since that dismal failure Carter, and now he backs the current dismal failure. Surprise, he says. Thanks, and you had a poster that was all foiled up, right?
Yes.
Were there other people around you who may have had posters put away, stuck in their pants, it doesn't matter, but had posters on them?
No, there were people who had signs in the back of the room that we passed up as we went in. A lady passed us going out, said the sign said, "Please pray for President Obama." So there were other signs present.
Thank you so much.
Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Mpilo Tutu. Muhammad Yunus.
Quijano, CNN, the White House.
All right, we do have a camera at a town hall in Poplar Bluff, Missouri that we're monitoring for you with Senator Claire McCaskill trying to reach out to her constituents. Is this one going to be peaceful, or is this one going to be out of control like some have been in the past? Look, we've got a camera there. We're going to watch it for you. We're not just going to give you clips. We're going to let you see some of it for yourself. Meanwhile, now back to what some may call
euthanasia, socialized medicine. They like to use bumper strip slogans that are totally as phony as the grassroots nature of this organization.
Why are they phony? Because both parties, I have to ask you, both parties from time to time have used those kind of bumper slogan speaking points, as they say.
Well, they're phony as they relate to this bill, which has been a couple of years in the making.
That was before the bank bailouts, mind you, before the nearly $800 billion stimulus bill, before the federal deficit topped $1 trillion. All right, are you ready for this? I want you to listen closely now to Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner. That's this weekend, in case you missed it, and he's talking specifically now about this issue.
We will not get this economy back on track.
All this real quick. If you're Barack Obama and you go out there and you have your press secretary walk out there and just hold up a picture of it or show it, and it's done. And why they haven't done this and allowed this to build and grow is beyond me.
But actually, you could make the argument that they have. And we have a witness here in Vivica who will take us through this. Because when the question was first raised, members of the media, including factcheck.org, went there. We're getting a lot of tweets on waiting for the president. Mike Bates, one of our regular viewers, says, Rick, it's right there at the bottom, Robert, we all know the one reason that could keep Obama off the air. His teleprompter broke. That's a bit of a cheap shot, but somewhat funny as well. And here we got another one saying, oh, that's important. Let's bring in Sanjay Gupta if we possibly can at this point. Sanjay, you there?
Hey, Rick. Yep, I'm here.
Dana Bash is with us as well.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, Dana, first of all, let me ask you what's going on with the situation. Is he getting a lot of heat from some members of his own party saying it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get this thing done?
Well, he's getting some pushback from a lot of members of his own party, particularly conservatives in his own party, saying that they want to get it done, but they want to get it done from their perspective the right way. And, you know, when you look at the details.
My good friend and loyal viewer Mike Bates says Obama gets hit in the polls and the subject once more reverts to Dick Cheney. Obama's lackeys are nauseatingly predictable. Nauseatingly, fun word to say. BBS, oh my God, that Michael Jackson video gave me the chills. He sure looked good to me. And then, interesting, our old friend Michael Bates is weighing in on the situation in South Carolina, which we're going to be following extensively during this newscast, by the way, with the governor and his wife. Sanford is demonstrating presidential qualities, decisiveness, good judgment, solid character. Jenny Sanford, that is. Great point. We get it. All right. I told you moments ago that we're going to
look at these. There's a lot of regulations and rules regarding your medical records in the United States. The DEA registers physicians. They register these drugs. They can keep track of the flow of those drugs. It's called the Drug Diversion Unit. This doesn't deal with cocaine and marijuana. This deals with the scheduled drugs that are prescription drugs that also need to be monitored.
Asking for your thoughts on the Supreme Court ruling in favor of white firefighters, claiming reverse discrimination. We were just talking about that with Ali. He's going to talk about it coming up in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and go to your tweets. I really appreciate you all writing in. Ewan says that, yes, I agree with the Supreme Court. I don't know the details, but it seems like local politicians were trying to politicize the fire department. Journal Project says, despite the verdict one way or another, I wonder how this will impact the professional relations between the 20 and those who failed. And then Addie Starshine says, had the New Haven 20 been black, they wouldn't have won this case. And from Loham, I agree with the decision. If they didn't think that the test for promotion was right, they should have changed it before it was taken. Mike Bates says that today's Supreme Court decision underscores Obama's blunder in trying to place Judge Sotomayor on the court she's not qualified. And finally, Greg D. 999.